So hello guys, today I'll try to show you the operation for Furuno FE700 Echosounder. So this is the Echosounder and that's its printer. So first we'll see how to operate this Echosounder. So basically normally at all times we are keeping this Echosounder at NAM mode. So here you can see the depth shown is 17.5. That means below my transducer. As you can see over here, it's written below the transducer. So below the ship's keel, basically, if you would understand it, below the ship's keel or below where the Echosounder transducer is fitted, so it is showing 17.5 meter. So this is what we have to normally worry about, and this is what normally monitor at regular interval. Now, if you want to enter our drafts, if you want to enter the drafts into this Echosounder, so how you have to do is go to DBS mode, the next mode. I'll turn it clockwise. Now it is in DBS mode, depth below surface. As you can see, before it was showing 17 meter, now it is showing 23.1 meter. Why? Because here it is adding my drafts. So here that is my draft which I have already input. Now if I want to change it, what I have to do is press draft, and this just with plus or minus just increases 5.8, 5.9, 6. So whatever is your draft, you can change it. But just remember that you can enter your drafts only when you are in DBS mode, the second mode, not in NAM mode. Because in NAM mode, it is just showing you depth below this transducer. So now as you can see, the draft is set to 5.7, and that's how you can change by pressing the draft button, adding in minus. That's it. Now the next mode is history. If I'll turn clockwise, I've never used this mode. We normally don't use this mode. So I won't talk much about it because normally nobody uses it. It will in the history mode, it is just showing you the pattern, how your depths are being shown. So it will just give you an indication if you are approaching towards a shallow patch or something like that. But I've never used it. We don't normally use it, so I'm not talk much about it. The next is logbook. Means if some surveyor asks you, because this is normally a question during your vetting, what is the log keeping for this Echosounder, how much memory does it have? So as a second officer, yes, you must know that, because it does not look good that if you will tell him, sir, I will refer to the manual and I will let you know. We have already written over here just in case somebody forgets. But for this model it is 24 hours. So if whatever model you have, just check for that you must know how much log keeping is there, or it's available in your particular Echosounder. You must know that. So that's the logbook. So if you want to just go up, just plus or minus, that's it. Up or down, you want to go wherever you want to go. So for last 24 hours it is showing, and then it is being overwritten. So that's the logbook. It is, and the next mode is OS data. It's just showing you time and depth at the same time. And this is also the depth which is showing is below the transducer. So in this help menu, what it is showing is all the buttons which are there. If you'll just press draft, it will show you how to enter the draft, how to set a draft. If you'll press mute alarm, it will show you how to mute any alarm. If you'll press dim, it will just show you how to adjust dimness for this Echosounder, brilliance for this Echosounder. So this is about that help function. Then we'll go to next is menu, and this is the setting for this Echosounder, which I normally do not interfere with. This is what has been set, and we keep it that way. So the same thing I would recommend you to maintain that. Whatever settings you have, unless you have some difficulty or fault, do not change the settings. Let them be how they are. You can, if you have any problem, you can refer to this, because at this particular thing it is showing me pretty good depth, and I don't have any problems. You can check that. Interfere rejection is on, picture advance is slow, trend indicator is on, interval is at 1 minute, and clutter is set to 4. So I'll come back to my nav mode, where it is showing me the depth below my keel. Now one more thing, as a second officer, what we have to do is monthly check. In a monthly check, we have an Echosounder alarm monthly check. So every 1 month you have to check that alarm, that Echosounder alarm function is on and it's working. So at present you can see we have set the depth alarm at 2 meter. So this line you can see over here, this line, that is the line for that alarm. So whenever, if my depth reaches till here, if 2 meter or less depth I'll get, it will give me alarm. So how to adjust this, or you can also I'll also show you how to adjust this, and also how you test this at monthly interval. So at present it is showing me 17.7. So at 18 meter, if I set the alarm at 18 meter, obviously it will give me alarm. So that's how you check it. So what we have to do is press mute alarm, then press this plus button. Once I'll keep it pressed, and then you can see this line will continuously go down, means it will, and the depth alarm range will continuously increase. Okay, so because if you'll just press one time, it won't increase, so you might think that the function is not working. So let me just show you. Press mute alarm. If you just press this, you might think that it is not working, but actually it is working. The line is moving, if you can see, but here the range is not changing because we are not coming to the and then we'll get the depths. So if you're not seeing depths over here, that means chances are that you are in a higher depth and your range is selected wrong. So just check on your range. If I'll go to, for example, if my depth is set to 50 meter, now if I'll go to a depth of 70 meter or 80 meter, there will be no depth shown over here. So that means that we are in a higher depth and our range is not set correctly. So just check that. Now I'll come back to 20. Now this is its printer. So how do you switch on this? This paper is always out, so I'll keep it rolled back. So how do you switch it on is, this is the power button. So in this also we don't interfere much, but normally this is the that's how it prints. It has different functions, but once you are there on board, you can check it. But let me just show you what we do. We normally, I'll just print feed mark. So if I'll press this feed mark, that means at whatever interval you want, you can press the feed mark and it will show you the depths at that moment. Interval is the one at which the Echosounder by itself will print on the paper. So normally there are four options: 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes. So depending upon the area you are transiting, if you are transiting in a river where there are chances of shallow patches and the depths are varying too much, obviously you can keep the interval at 10 seconds or 30 seconds. But if you are transiting in a strait or somewhere, or in a TSS where the depths are not changing frequently, you can keep it at 10 meter, because it's just simple that it will consume more paper, nothing much. If you keep it on 10 seconds, it will continuously print and it will consume more paper. If you keep it on 30 seconds also, it will keep consume more paper. If you are transiting in a pilotage area of 8 to 10 hours, if you keep it in 10 seconds or 30 seconds, maybe in one day or one watch, maybe it'll finish, the paper will finish. So normally I keep it on 10 minutes. So how do you change the interval is, just press this interval button. Now once I've pressed this, you can see it has started printing out 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Before it was set to 30 seconds. Now once I press it, it has moved to 1 minute. Again, if I'll press this interval button, this 1 minute will move to 10 minutes, you can see. As you can see over here, now this interval has moved to 10 minutes. Again, if I'll press this, it will come back to 10 seconds. So that's about it. Now at every 10 seconds, it will continuously print. So how to change paper in Furuno printer PP505. So whenever this printer runs out of paper, when the paper is finished, or if you have taken out the paper and it is kept on, the paper button will blink over here. That means there is no paper inside, or the thermal head is not touching any paper. The paper is finished. So now we'll change the paper in this. Go. So okay, so this is the new paper. If we'll try to push this new paper inside, it's a little bit difficult, so it won't go up easily. So what we have to do is, signature. So what you can do is just cut it in a V shape. Just cut it in something like this so that it is easier for it to go inside. As you can see, it's very easy now. The paper has already come up. You can now just press this feed and print now. As you can see, once I'm pressing it, it is automatically coming out. And by hand also you can do that, or by this feed mark also you can do that. This is the lever which is given with it. Put it inside, close it in, make sure it is coming out properly. Now you can see this paper light which was blinking before, it has gone now. Now only this is there. Now it is showing the depths. Make sure it's recording properly, your paper check is done, and after that you can just write one entry, that paper change date. Just write an entry what date the paper was changed. So that's it. Thank you very much. That's it about this Furuno printer and Furuno Echosounder.